Chizoba, please go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, Ma. I'm super excited to be here today, and this is week 2 of our trading program to mark our 10th anniversary. And we are super excited to have everyone in the house with us today. So my name is Chizoba Akune, and I will be moderating today's section. Before we begin, because I know that there are some people here who have not been a part of TDC, they have not experienced us. I think that's the word. And so I want to begin by telling us about what TEDC is and what TEDC represents, okay? So TEDC's major vision is to bridge business management skills in enterprise development. And this we do by majorly having different trainings that are targeted at different people. The first training, which is like our flagship training, is the Tech 1. That's a Thriving Enterprise Course 1. And this is a basic course for people who have an idea. They have an idea of the business they want to start, but they do not know how to start the business. And sometimes they have even started, but they don't know how to set structures. They don't know how to envision their business. They don't know how to do a lot of things concerning setting, the business structure in place. So Tech 1 addresses that. And then we have Tech 2 for people who have been in operations for a while and need to scale up their business. We also have the industry specialized trainings for people in different industries as it relates to what the issues in their industries are. And I want to tell you that another interesting thing about TDC is that we have facilitators who are blending real life experiences with the current ongoing in the environment to ensure that each of the participants, when they come in, it's like a tailor-made training that is just for you and you alone. So we are going right into it. And as I said, we are so excited to have you all in the house because we are marking 10 years. And we know that 10 years is a big deal. And yes, it's a big deal for us. To kickstart everything that we're doing, we are going to start with our participant spotlight. So we've had a lot of people that have gone through TEDC. We have over 500 going to a what's 500? 500 is small. If we check our data, we have about 700 people to 1,000 people that have gone through our various programs, right? And have experienced us. And today we decided to pick one person who would want to share her experience with the EDC and how she has transitioned with everything that she learned. So she would basically be telling us her before, her during, and her after experience. And this is in a bid to make you understand what you stand to gain to be a part of our community. And really, for those of you who are not a part of the community, by the time you're done watching it, I am sure that you want to be a part of the community. And for others who are part of the community, I am sure that this experience is going to resonate with you and you will be able to see ways in which you can strive, ways in which you can, do one or two tweakings so that you and your business can stand out. Don't forget, she means business and we mean business. So we're going to have the video recording come up now, and then we will see the spotlight. So I want you to sit down, find a comfortable environment, and get your pens, get your papers ready, have your water by the side so that, by the time you're taking in the learning, the water is helping you push it down, and you would have an exciting moment with us. Thank you so much. So over to you, Dr. Buki, as we have the video.
Yes, Chizoba, just to thank you so much. And just to make quick clarification, the video is not an alumni, the video is a participant. This particular one.
Okay. Okay.
any participant in being showcased, that's what we requested for. So this person will be coming up shortly, right? Okay.
Okay, so I want us to sit tight and let's listen to the video. So the video is coming up shortly, as Dr. Buki has said, and it's a video of a participant. Wow, I am excited to watch this video and see what this video is all about. And I'm sure you're also excited to watch and see.
Natural medicine approach to help people to solve their health. Good day, friends. This is Dr. Agbeleboge Modupe Felicia, a naturopathic doctor. Who is a naturopathic doctor? A naturopathic doctor is someone that uses natural medicine approach to help people to solve their health problem. So what are these natural medicine approach? The natural medicine approach include the use of medicinal herbs, include the use of nutrition, the use of acupressure. Most of these Indian and Chinese traditional medicine techniques, these are what we use. We use water, which is hydrotherapy. We use acupressure, which is pressure. We also use a lot. We use aromatherapy. We use reflexology. We use all these methods are natural medicine approach that we help people to manage their health and to solve their health issues. So feel free. We use natural substances as it's been natural, as in natural. So feel free to get in touch with us. Moreover, apart from a natural medicine practitioner, I am also a counselor and a psychotherapist. We help people manage their health as a result of our talk therapy counseling session. So you can book us for your counseling session. If you don't want herbs, if you don't want medicine, we do talk therapy, that is counseling. We do counseling session, and at the end of the day, most of your emotional issues, some are even going through physical health challenges as a result of their emotional issues. So we do talk therapy. We help you identify the issue that is obstructing your health, and at the end of the day, you will have a wonderful health and your emotional issues will be resolved. Remember that health is a complete state of physical, is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of infirmity. So if your physical health, your mental health, and your social health is not complete, then probably you might be going through health challenge. So feel free to get in touch with us. You want a natural means of solution, or you want talk therapy, which is counseling, we are here for you. So if you want to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with us through this number, Fairly Integrative Concepts. Our numbers are 08178384187, and the call line is 090-521-47925. Let me go again. 08178384187 or 090-521-47925. Thank you very much. I expect your calls. Call us so we can help you so that at the end of the day we can laugh together. Health is wealth. Thank you.
Chizoba.
That was so amazing, and that was Mrs. Modupe Felicia, aka Dr. Feli, and she is a naturopathic doctor. She has told us all about what she does, and we had her number, we had everything that she said, and so if you need her services, please do not hesitate to contact her. So we're going into the reason why we are here, and today we are going to be listening to another amazing speaker who is going to be delving into her topic with us. And so I'm going to be reading her profile, and I want us to sit as we listen because she's Oh, you didn't get her phone number. Okay, ma, we would we'll type it out so that you can get it. Thank you so much, ma. And so we'll be listening to Mrs. Ronke Stephen Ashojo. Now, Ronke Stephen Ashojo is an accredited investment banker, wealth coach, and financial analyst with over 17 years of experience in banking and investment banking. She specializes in personal and SME finance, business strategy, and transformative financial solutions. She's an MBA graduate of Obafemi Awolowo University and an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers Nigeria and CISI UK. She's currently pursuing a master's in research and public policy at the University of Lagos. Beyond finance, Roke is a passionate marriage counselor and a pastor. She's dedicated to mentoring individuals and guiding businesses towards growth, financial freedom, and sustainable success. She's a sought-after speaker, and she addresses topics of business growth, investment, financial management, and empowerment. She's married to the senior pastor of Christ Dominion Global Impact Center, and she lives with her family in Lagos, Nigeria. And so we welcome with a resounding clap. So I want to see the claps going up in the comment section. I want you to welcome her as she comes up to make her presentation for today. Don't forget, I said, have your paper. In fact, have a dedicated journal or jotter for this and have your pens ready so you could go into the topics, into the lessons after this series. Thank you so much. Let's keep the claps coming and she takes over now. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Good afternoon.
But we can't see you, madam.
I'm trying to share my screen. You're going to see me shortly.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let me show my face, then I'll share the screen.
Okay.
Okay. My face. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen clearly.
Okay. Then my video. 1 second. Okay. I think I'm good.
Yes, you're good. You're very good.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. It's a huge pleasure to be here this evening, and I want to say a big congratulations to TDC on their 10th year anniversary, and a huge congratulations to Pastor Mara Koriofe, the president of TDC, and want to applaud this initiative that we have this kind of conversation at this very time for women. And I want to tell you, I was in the session last week, and it was really an amazing time. And it's not just because this is my session. I just want to implore everybody that please do not miss these 8 weeks. Please do not miss it. You are going to need it. This is something that many people get to pay a lot of hundreds of thousands for, and then we're having it free of charge. So we want to celebrate TEDC. So I want us to see our clapping emojis in the chat room. Say congratulations to TEDC on this 10th anniversary. Please, let's celebrate TEDC. And we're going to dive right into the class, into the session. And be asked to talk about money moves that matters. Money moves that matter, rather. We're going to be talking about smart money strategies and financial growth tips tailored for Nigeria women. As I rightly said, my name is Ronke Stephen Ashojo, Rainmaker Ashojo. That's my current name. So we want to understand that as women, we face huge financial challenges, and it is not a new thing. Of course, even in the climate that we are in Nigeria, if nobody is battling, everybody is being combated with the problem of inflation, which is increasing, rising percentage of the cost of goods and services. And it's not just only peculiar to the Nigerian climate alone, it's everywhere. And then we have a lot of economic tension and all that, geopolitical tensions, trade wars here and there, which is really, really affecting businesses, whether you like it or not. Whatever is happening in UK, whatever is happening in Russia, in China, is indirectly affecting us in Nigeria. So we need to understand that. So this is really an important conversation at this very point in time. And I want us to please pay attention. And we are going to be doing a whole lot. It's just a whole lot packed into this session. And pardon me if I might have to be rushing at the point in time. That's why we have the slides. And I'll be willing to share the slides afterward. So we want to understand that statistics shows that 83% of us, we consider ourselves entrepreneurs, but we still encounter unique challenges that is peculiar to the women folks, like gender pay gap. We still have that problem. We still have that limitation. We have limitation to limited financial access, which is everywhere. So we really want to look at the money moves that matter. And we all know as women that we are natural givers, and we tend to think about others even before we think about ourselves. This is right about the time we should pay attention more to ourselves and we should learn to create boundaries. Of course, we're not saying that we should not care for our loved ones. We are to care for them. We are also to care for our future. Before you know it, retirement is around the corner. 20 years, 15 years time. If you ask our parents what it was 25 years ago, 50 years ago, and when they were still in their prime, they were like, oh wow, that 50 years ago it's just going to be like, it looks like 2 years, because before you know it, 50 years is gone. We have some of them at 70 years today. So invariably, we are also moving towards that path. And we should also be mindful of the money moves that matter, that we must take cognizance of. So the first thing we are going to be talking about the money move is that we have to script your financial plans. You must have a financial plan, which is basically your roadmap to wealth. And it's important to have one in place because it is what establishes a pathway to becoming financially successful, as well as protect what you build. We all are builders, we are entrepreneurs, we are building business, we are building businesses, we are building legacies. Some of us are hoping to hand over those legacies to our children, to the generation after us. So we are building, but we need to have, one of the very first steps is for us to have financial plans, and then by having financial plans, you must be able to have clear scripted financial goals. So what are your own personal financial goals compared to what your family financial goals are? So having a financial goal is the foundation to your financial success, because you have to know what it is that you want to accomplish first before you even be on the journey to accomplishing it. So we all know the SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Those are scripting financial. So it must be specific. So it must be well defined and prioritized accordingly. Your financial plans must be well defined and prioritized. Of course, you might have laudable, great financial goals, but the ideal thing to do is that we break those goals down into smaller chunks so that you are not overwhelmed by by it. So you might just, oh, I want to have a factory. Have to break those goals down. Okay, am I going to buy the land first? Are we going to build? Okay, let's even start with buying the land. From which area? Which area am I looking at? Okay, I'm looking at maybe like maybe an acre or hectare of land. You understand? So you have to break those goals down. Then secondly, you have to take inventory. Have a clear picture of where you are financially. What is your net worth? Be aware of your net worth as a business owner. Of course, you know what's net worth is what you own and what minus what you owe. So you take out the loans and the borrowings and be clear on what you have. Many of us we are just like, oh, we're so just conversant with the wealth, the financial parts, the financial asset that we have. And it's just like somebody that is going on a journey, and you're going on a long journey and you're going in your car and you're just concerned about the front tire alone, and you're like, oh, the other three tires will be fine. And you're just taking care of, you're gauging that one, and you're not looking at the other three tires. Obviously, that journey, and it's a very long journey, a road journey. Of course, you can't just focus on one tire. Many of us are just focused on the financial asset, which is with the financial website. There are other assets to wealth. So you must be clear on what you have. Of course, we have human capital assets. These are the human beings that make decisions about the money you're making, and you're preparing, of course, to pass to the next generation. So you must take a cognizance of the human capital. You must take access of the intellectual assets that you have, your ability to create wealth. Those are assets that you must take cognizance. You must take inventory of it. So what do you have aside your financial asset? Keep financial records. Then you must take cognizance of your value assets. It is also something that you must keep note of. Of course, a lot of us, we have values that is guiding, like that serves as guardrails to the decisions that we make in our organization, in our businesses. So, what are those values? You must take cognizance of it. And if you're looking at passing that values, if you're looking at creating wealth and transmitting that wealth to the next generation who are not in the same tune with the values that you uphold, of course, you have a generation that is creating and you have another generation that is wasting that wealth. So we must take cognizance, because there is nobody, there is like somebody will say, there is no person that will go into a marriage and will want, like, oh, I'm going to a marriage, I want this marriage to end in divorce, or I want to be, of course, there might be some people really, but the actual fact is that many people go into marriage because, oh, I want to build a home, I want to have my children and all of that. And then, of course, many of us want to go into business because, oh, I want to build a great business, I want to build a legacy, I want to build something that I'll be able to pass on to the next generation. So we must take cognizance of all this inventory. So determine, you have your record, your monthly records, determine your working capital. We can't over-exercise the fact that you must separate yourself from the business. You are the business, you are the owner of the business, but you are not the business. We must know that you are the owner of the business, but you are not the business. Of course, we see Dangote stepping down as the MD of Dangote Sugar, Dangote Cement. Of course, he has built it. Even we have some people that they are even MD, but they've handed over to somebody that has better capability than them. It depends. If you want to see something that will outlive you, you don't just have to, like, oh, do it as if, oh, it's all about me, it revolves around about me. So you must understand that you have to create what? Set clear boundaries and take inventories. And you must manage your finance and your own personal finance well. That is, you pay yourself salaries, and you must be able to understand that. Then keep financial records. I kind of underestimate that. You have to keep financial record, then do inventory management. Record what comes in and what goes out every day. Whatever is coming into your POS, there's a story of somebody that was shared on the internet that she has sales girls, apparently. I think maybe it's a supermarket, and it's quite big. And unfortunately, one of the sales girl had her own POS. So, and it's like the same color with your guys, the madam's POS. So where people are buying, coming to the queue, she was apparently using her at POS, and people were just swiping cards. And she didn't do reconciliation. She wasn't checking. Apparently, she was checking. She checks at the end of the month. So by the time she was checking at the end of the month, which was like 30 days, the lady had carted a whole lot of money away. So, but if you have the instances that you're taking inventory or every day or every weekly, you're taking inventory of of what you have and what you don't have, you'll be abreast of that one. So you must be clear and you must document whatever you have. Then budgeting and cash flow management. You must create a realistic budget and manage your cash flow. And we have the 50-30-20 rule. But as believers, I preach 50-20-20-10, which is 50% for your needs or your necessities, things you can't do without, or things that will make life easy for you. We have the likes of your rent, your transportation, feeding, groceries, healthcare, utilities, your gas. That can take 50%. And then you have 20% for your wants. Those things that maybe for leisures and all that. 20% can go into that. So money that you can use to splurge on yourself, the ashwebis, the travels, the spas and all that, the data bundles and everything, the movies, the eating out. And then you have 20% for your savings and investment and debt repayment. You have to save. Then we have them. So you have that 20% that you must set aside. Anything that comes to you, you must pay yourself first. That is key. You must treat savings as an expense. Many of us, we try to save or we try to invest after we have taken all the other expenses, you paid salaries and everything, but you must treat that as an expense. So you must be able to manage your cash flow very, very well. And then the 10% goes to side. There is no, it's a non-negotiable for Christian entrepreneurs. I believe I'm talking with a Christian. We're talking to Christian entrepreneurs. We have our tithe. It's the blessing of the Lord that makes rich and has no sorrow to it. So you can't say, oh, because you have so many bills and you're not unable to pay yourself. So you must plan and you must budget and you must have your cash flow management. Then you must have an emergency fund. So you treat your emergency fund like a negotiable. So of course, they will tell us to save like 3 months worth of essential expenses, but there are some places they will say 3 to 6 months. There are some instances they will say 6 to 9 months that you must save equivalent of your monthly recurring expenses in a savings account or a near liquid or near cash vehicle. That means something you could just quickly call upon. So that is your emergency fund. So you must build it and you must operate it as a separate account from your business accounts. For emergency funds, they are part of your 20%, the one that we talked about in budgeting. They are part of your 20% normal savings and investment. It's out of the 20% you take emergency fund. By the time, if you have been able to build that 3 months or 6 months emergency fund, then you can go all into investment and all that and diversification. So once you start investing, you must also be putting emergency funds aside, and you can have this one in low risk investment or liquid investment. So you are expected to review this monthly and to adjust as the business grows, because the business is going to grow and then you adjust them as it grows. Then tackle debt strategically. So one thing, understand your debt. We must so I get a lot of people. I have people that, oh, if they want to take loans, they just come to me. I just do it for free pro bono. Like, oh, I will just analyze the loans for them and okay, what business you want to do. And we find out that a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, they take loans that are harming, doing more harm to their business, because they are taking loans from loan sharks. Some of them are taking loans and then what they are using, maybe they're using it for a particular supply or a project, and they think because we have returns, and we have the real returns. Oh, they might see, oh, I'm going to make 2 million naira over this business, and then they want to go. They were like, oh, I can borrow 5 million naira to execute the project. But meanwhile, with the interest they're going to pay on that 5 million is going to eat into their own profit and into even the prayer capital, and that it will even be better for them not to even execute that project at all. Some of them, they don't know. All they want to do that, oh, I want to do the project. It's better off that you don't even take up that project. So we must look at debt. So you must avoid high interest informal lenders as much as possible. Avoid them. Then pay down your loans. Understand your debts. Look at what is outstanding. Then create a debt repayment. If you have loans, of course, we have some people that are flexible, that it is monthly. Try and pay them off. Any interest that you are paying, try and pay them off. Of course, and there are ways that okay, if you want to, there are two ways. Okay, if you want to accelerate your debt repayment, is either you reduce your expenses or increase your income. Of course, there is really no way. We most often times it's always very difficult to reduce expenses because the expenses are going high and high and high every day. But you can always increase your income. So you must know that. And then we found out that try as much as possible to borrow. Even of course, there is no business that does not need loans. I'm not really against loans for business. I'm not against business loans that are used for genuine reasons. I'm not against it. If you're going to use it and it's going to give you a much higher returns, why not go for it? If you are going to if you are going to borrow a 5 million naira and you're going to use it to execute a project and you maybe get like 8 million naira, and at the end of the day you pay interest, you have a profit of 3 million, you pay interest on the loan of maybe 1 million or something, and you still have 2%, and you're able to pay your overhead. I have something is a very good way, but I always encourage that let's seek more formal lendings. So we have statistics shows that only 15% of women borrow formally. 15%. Many because we don't borrow formally. Why? Because of our books. A whole lot of things. And if you are able to get your books right, take inventory and all that, you could just walk to a bank that, especially the bank that you have been using, and then approach them for a loan for business expansion or maybe for overdraft. Maybe you need it for overdraft. You can always approach them. So you must always, of course, make your books to be in good order. Then invest early and smartly. Investing is essentially buying a day in the future where you won't have to work. Whatever business we are doing, whether in a paid employment, 9 to 5 job, we are in a business, of course, we are in active business. There's going to be a time that we won't be able to do all the activities we are doing right about now. Of course, you might say, okay, retirement is 65 is going to be you are going to retire 60 years when you are 65 years and all that. But what we are trying to say is that out of the active income that we are making today, we are making now, whatever business we are doing, whatever job we are doing, it is crucial that we try to seek other stream or residual streams of income, which is the passive income, either in the money market or the capital market, to create ongoing wealth for us. We need to understand that retirement is eminent on all of us, whether you like it or not, and you must be able to build a solid base, so that retirement is not until when you are 70. Retirement is not until when you are 60. Retirement is when you are about able to live a life of purpose. When you can decide to retire at 40. You can decide to retire at 50. You can decide, oh, my business, oh, I've given it to this person, this my assistant has been coming with me for over 20 years. And I'm happy with her, and I can confidently say, oh, I'm going to leave this business with her to manage. And she just give me I give her an equity, give her a stake in the company, and then you share the profits, or you say, okay, I take 70 and you take 30. Are you able to retire, and then you're able to live the life that you want? Maybe you want to go into teaching or something. That is what about retirement. It's not when we 60 or 70. Even when you are 65, and God gives us long life, and I pray God, we are all sure God is going to give us long life and prosperity. And then you retire maybe at 65, and you have a long life, and you have to live to like 95. That means you have a gap of 30 years. How are you going to live that 30 years and you still maintain the lifestyle that you lived while you were 40, 50, 60, and you have money and you're not being broke? That is what we are talking about. The same lifestyle, that Ikoyi club, maybe that membership club, that Lagos Country Club membership, those things, those subscriptions that you're doing, by the time you retire, we used to be able to continue that lifestyle. That is what we are preaching, that we all want to have a good life. And our children is not a retirement option. We should forget about it. Of course, our generation, my own generation, we know better, and of course, the generations that are behind us, they know better. But for maybe our parents, they think, oh, I'm working for my children. The Yoruba will say, oh, Tori Omo mo se n ṣiṣẹ́. Fine, yes, we are working for children, but we also must care for ourselves. We must love ourselves. There was something that I saw on the internet, I think some few weeks ago, and it was just a random conversation between a woman, a 52-year-old woman, and her daughter, 25-year-old. And she raised the child from single-handedly from when she was a 5 year old when she lost the husband. So she all her life, everything, she was just making the girl to be fine. Of course, she's a girl and everything. And they were just having a random conversation this very day. And then of course it was like, oh, somebody's taking care of somebody. And then casually she just said to the girl that, oh, I'm sure you shall I'm sure you will take care of me when you're old. That was the mother telling the daughter. And the daughter looked up. She was, of course, she was on her phone during the conversation. And she just looked at and said, Mommy, are you for real? You better take care of yourself. Or did I ask you to born me? I didn't ask to be born. No, please don't come and give me body. No. It's like, she said, she shared this story. She said that was when she had to give herself a brain reset. Like, oh, more. I need to put something aside because the generation I just don't understand, of course. So we need to understand that we are not praying for those kind of children anyway, but at the same time, you want to be the sassy grandma, not the grandma that'll be waiting for people to for your children to pay your bills or something. You be the sassy grandma that you want to take your grandchildren for holidays. That is what we are preaching. So that's why we want to go into smart money strategies that we can adopt. Of course, statistics has even shown that women tend to live longer than men. Like we tend to live longer than men, like 4 to 10 years longer than men. And of course, with that means we've seen that. So that means even if there is something that is on ground, the women we try to outlive. We have that longevity. So we need to work towards that. With that in mind, we need to work towards that and not put our children as a retirement plan. We must consider a lot of things like insurance. We can't just overlook the aspect of insurance, life insurance, vehicle insurance, house insurance, business insurance. A lot of businesses were affected during COVID, and some were smiling even during COVID because their businesses were insured. We need to understand this. Let's not leave the let's not be saying, oh, God forbid, God forbid. I am covered with the blood of Jesus. Yes, there are many things God forbids, but life permits. We must understand that God will forbid some things, but life situation will permit some things. Nobody is expecting evil to happen, but we must be wise to guide ourselves. Life can happen to everybody. So we say life happens. Life can happen to everybody. There's still these 3 Ds that can happen. Number one is divorce. It can be divorce. Number two, it can be disease. And number three, it can be death. So we must be conscious of these 3 things and we must plan for those things. And that's why we are talking about financial planning. You plan for it. Sometimes we need to have this honest conversation with our spouses like, oh, what happens? Of course, there's not really nothing, there's no big deal in it. Oh, what happens if if somebody was sharing that, oh, some men will not want to have that conversation. Then some people just trigger, what even happens if you are not alive, you are no more again? We must think in that direction. We must understand that even if we are Christians, we must also be working towards. God has given us the wisdom, and we must work towards it. So, as women, we are thinking about investments. Think about investment. If there is this example I normally share, that if you put 20,000 naira aside every month, if you put 20,000 naira aside every month at an interest of 10% for 10 years. At the end of that 10 years, you are going to have something like 4.1 million naira already stacked up. 20,000 naira every month for a period of 10 years. I'm just being conservative with that 10%. And meanwhile, if you just put that 20,000 naira in a traditional or conventional savings account, what you have at the end of 10 years will just be roughly about 2.4 million naira with some fractions. So you can imagine, and then conversely, if you put 50,000 naira, maybe at 15%, maybe when you're 15 and then till maybe when you're 65, your time of retirement, you have something like 20 million naira. And without 20 million naira, and you just put it down, you're not even doing anything, just put in fixed deposit. Even if you don't want to do anything, you don't want to play in the capital market, you don't want to play in the money market, just look for one big bank and say, okay, GTB, just take this 20 million naira and just be giving me fixed deposits. You are sorted out with just 50,000 naira that we would have started at age 25. It's not too late. Anytime we start, anytime we wake up, is our money, like one had it. So we must understand that. So investing, so you must be able to understand that strategy investing is a no-brainer for us in this time. So what are some of the investing strategies we must quickly look at You must define your financial goals. I've talked about it. What do you want to do? You want to buy, you want to expand, you want to expand it to another state, you want to expand within your locality, you want to get another office space or something. Then know your risk tolerance. Know your risk tolerance. So for for the financial goal, you have to know that, okay, what am I investing for? Maybe what am I trying to invest for? Then know your risk tolerance. Some of us, we don't really know what our risk profile is. For some people, you might think, oh, if I have a millionaire and invest somewhere, will I be fine? Will I be okay? If my 1 millionaire turns to 800,000 tomorrow, will I not panic? And our threshold for risks varies. Some people might say, oh, I don't mind, even if it turns to 600,000, I don't mind, I will go in more and all that. It depends. So you must know your risk tolerance. What is your capacity and your ability, your ability to take risks. And your capacity to take risks depends on your financial strength. For example, if your business is able to set aside 10 million naira and you're able to put 1 million naira, maybe like 5% or 10%, which is like 1 million naira into the stock market, which is of course with high risk and high returns. So if anything happens to the 1 million naira, with 10 million naira, you can still be fine. But some people will still be panicking even with that 1 million. Some people are like, oh, 10 million naira, 1 million naira, no problem. Let's just count our losses and move on. So it depends. And your financial strength, if all your life savings is 1 million naira and you go and put it in a risky investment or in a MMM, you know what it's going to be. A lot of people that even lost their lives. Some people are perpetually depressed because of the last CBEX that happened in April. So you must know your capacity to take risks. If your capacity is not high, if they promise you 50% in 20 days, don't go for it. Don't join them. Some people don't just join there. So and you must know your willingness to take risks. So all those things must be there. A lot of things happen. So you must know that will inform the kind of investment vehicle that you can invest in there. Understand your investment horizon. Oh, if the money you have maybe it's for like maybe 3 months, okay, I have a bakery or I have a yogurt factory and I have this money, I have this 10 million naira, I want to restock for December sales, but this is specifically for December. I don't really want to use it because maybe we have event trade fairs that we normally attend during that period, and I will want to take advantage. Oh, and then you want to invest that money. I will not advise you that you put it in stocks. Or do you understand? I would rather advise that you put it in treasury bills. Of course, it's guaranteed you get your money at the end of the 91 days, which is just few days to the event that you have. So you must know, is this money for school fees? Is this money for rent? Rent that is due in February? Is this money for maybe, okay, you want to buy a factory or a property in another 1 year or 2 years, we are just saving. So you need to understand your time horizon. Is it short term? Is it long term? We want to buy property, is it medium term? So you must understand that. Then not everything counts as investment. Like I mentioned the earlier on, we have legit investments that you don't need to stress yourself. There's some investment that you just want to go and sleep. No matter how they cap it, if an investment does not have an underlying asset, please run away for it. What are they doing? What are you buying into? Schemes that you don't really understand the business they are buying into, run away from it. Don't invest in it. And they always invest through regulated entities. We have like the stock market is being regulated by SEC, the Security Exchange Commissions, and they regulate them in such a way that even if they are trying to cook their books, of course, which even in America we have the herons that they cook their books. Even of course it's normal, and they fail even if they try to cook their books. SEC will at least, before an organization would publish their annual reports, SEC would have scrutinized it, audited it themselves. Even if it's E&Y that audited, they will still do their own diligence. So of course, give the space of error of 2%, 10%. So they are regulated. It's a regulated entity. Of course, so we have the treasury bills, the federal government. I tell people that federal government, what's the worst that can happen? If there's money, they will print naira again now. If there's no money, they'll print naira again. Of course, we've had instances whereby some governments they were unable to pay their debts, but that was in maybe like 1952 or something. So, but in this era, and consistently they've been paying back. So, investry regulator, at least your mind is at peace. Not that somebody will come and tell you that, oh, there is this money. Is there? If you bring 10%, they will somebody anything referring. They will go up, you will go down. Please run away from it. So we are going to quickly look at 5 key. I don't know what time. I'm going to be very fast. I'm going to look at 5 key investment options, legit in options that we can key into. At least those monies we are in active business, in active service now. Those funds that we are already budgeted and planned for, where can I keep them? At least is making money for me. Because if you are working for money, your money needs to work for you. You need to send money on errand. That's the essence of investment. So we're going to quickly look at those 5 ones. We are going to look at shares. So shares is when you buy ownership or stake into a company. That is shares. So you are not paying for what the company has done in the past, but you are paying for its future value, its future potentials. Of course, we have shares is one of the we've seen a lot of shares is one of the ways whereby wealth is being transferred, even in Nigeria right now. We have people in diaspora that are coming into the capital markets. In fact, we have more of foreign portfolio investment, FPIs, a lot in Nigeria right now, because many people have seen that, oh, there is more potential. And why? Policy. Tinubu is aiming at a 1 trillion economy. So that is the aim. It wasn't like this during the time of what's the last president? Sorry, Buhari. It wasn't like this. It wasn't like this in the time of Jonathan, but it was part of one of these things that he said that he's aiming at a $1 trillion economy. So that's why it's not because it's not something that is just out of the blues or it's just happening. It's because it is being intentionally driven. And policies are supporting the capital market at this period. That's why you see people investing. And I've known these stocks for a very long time. But I used to have a customer that all the houses he built on the island were 3 shares. In fact, when he did the 60th birthday and he wrote a book, or launched a book, everything, including share certificates, all the ones he was buying at 50 kobo. He outlined everything. And he said he will first buy he was buying shares and selling, and he bought houses, he bought lands, a cooperative villa those days. He bought houses, he bought lands, and he was buying, and now he's into real estate. But he got this work primarily from the capital market. So it is just like the underlying asset is just like maybe I have a GT Bank shares. How do GT Bank make money? Anytime you walk into GT Bank, all those tellers are the tills that they are giving money out. The security guys, they are working for you. The branch manager, they are working for you. All of them, the people, the marketers, the account officers, they are working for you. Everything that they do, all the money that they make at the end of maybe 2025, those things that they are doing, the suits that they are wearing, if they happen to make, if GTB Bank happens to make maybe like 300 billion, then I say, okay, as a way of thank you for those that believe in us, let's share 200 billion to them, and then we retain 100 billion for expansion and future outlook. So they pay dividends and then they share it to us. And at the same time, as the company is growing, there's capital appreciation, your investment is growing. So it's a simple explanation that you and I can relate to. So when you're investing in stock, you know what you're investing in. But you don't just invest anyhow, you just invest based on social media hype. Oh, buy these shares, buy these stocks. I think it's now a lingo everywhere. Every influencer is talking about stock. Those that don't even know about stock, once that you have a social media page, you say this is the 5 hot stocks to buy, 2 hot stocks to buy. Please run away from those things. Sometimes they are falling knives, or sometimes you are running after a moving train. But with stocks that are fundamentally researched, they are technically okay, and they are enjoying events or sentiment analysis. Okay, events, macroeconomic trends, which sector is government going to favor or is favoring right now? Those stocks are going to move. So that is another way you can make money. I've seen it's not very, I've seen people that they've done even January to date, they've done times 100 on their investments. And greed sometimes is really risky. It's not a quick get rich quick scheme, but the stock market is not get rich quick scheme, but it can reward you quickly than you can expect if you follow the rules. Then we have debt securities. That means when you buy a bond, that means the government is coming to you to lend money. That is what a bond is. Or maybe a company is coming to you to lend money. So it's really, we could have 5 years and we could have short term. So we have the government bonds that is 5 years and above, and we have the savings bond that you can have the 2 years or the 3 years. The last one that was released in September, the 2 years was at 14.141%, while the 3 year was at 15 point something percent. So they pay you interest. It's just like you borrowing me money. I am of high risk than the government. So, but when you borrow money to the government, it's just like you are borrowing your friend. Oh, borrow me this money. I will give you by 90 days. I'll give you in a year. So you borrow the government, and you're even fulfilling scriptures, because the scripture says we are going to lend to nations. So you are lending to the federal government. You're also fulfilling the scriptures in Deuteronomy 28. So you get your interest when you do bonds. So if you are running from high risk investment, which is the stock market, you can play safe in the debt in the capital market, in the debt instrument, by buying federal government bonds. You just wait, especially for retirement. We have people that they base their retirement. Some people base their children's school fees in the debt market. Some people base their house rent with debt. And that is it. Their house rent is due in January. They already have investment that is tied that will pay coupons, which is the interest, which they will use to pay the house rate. And their capital is still safe. And that's why a lot of people are living long life. There is not joy, it's not magic. Then we have the money market instrument, which is the treasury bills issued by the Nigerian government. That is for 91 days. There are short-term funds for 91 days, for 90 days, for 180 days, and for 364 days. So we have those treasury instruments. Then we have the commercial papers. These are like from large corporations like MTN, Airtel, Dangote Cement. Instead of them going to the public, which is in the form of IPO, initial public offer, or public offer to raise funds, they can come to the market. They can come to individuals like us or to the bank and say, oh, I need 200 billion, but I don't want to raise equity. I need 200 billion and I'm going to pay it back in 270 days, maybe for a short-term obligation. So those are ones are commercial papers. And then we have fixed deposits. Fixed deposit, that is when you go to the bank, you walk into your bank, maybe you have funds, maybe currently you have 3 million naira in your account and you don't even know what to do, and you don't really want to stress yourself. You can go to your bank and say, please, can you place that money on fixed deposit for me? Though it might be low, but at least is any something. One thing I want us to understand is that inflation is running. We must be able to outpace inflation. Anything we are doing, somebody said, that is why you need to take inventory at the end of the year. Your money is not your income at the end of the year, because really is not up to 25%. Somebody said, shut down the business and go and just do investment, because really some of us, we are not even taking record. You don't even know what you are earning. So you must be able to know that what my business is it outpacing inflation? Inflation currently is 22%. Obviously, that is not the true picture, because the jollof rice index that we normally use, that is the common, like, which is normal, we are women, jollof rice index. What is the cost of preparing a pot of jollof rice for 4 people, for a family of 4? What's the cost of preparing a pot of jollof rice for a family of 4 last year, compared to what is the cost of preparing a pot of jollof rice for a family of 4 this year? Obviously, it is not like that 20% that the government is quoting for us. Is way higher. But let's just take it at 22%. So whatever you are doing, if you are not finding a way to like, oh, let me outpace inflation, otherwise inflation will be eating deep into your business. And that is why you say, okay, put parts into an instrument that at least can corroborate, okay, by the time you find the average, you are not doing badly. So you can take advantage of these money market securities at least to help with. Then we have the mutual funds. The mutual funds is a pool of money collected from any investment. This is like good for beginners. You don't want to stress yourself. You don't want to be picking individual stocks. Oh, let me buy GTB, let me buy Zenith, let me buy MTN, let me buy let me buy Ohando, let me buy Arado. You don't want to be stressed because those stocks you need to do some research with it. Just give your funds to professionals and they will put it in mutual funds. So what these people do, they will research an investment vehicle and then they will gather people's money and invest in it. So mutual funds is just like maybe you going to Cold Stone and you like ice cream, you like the vanilla flavor, you like strawberry, you like mint flavor, and you don't want to buy 3 cones of ice cream at Cold Stone. What do? You know you can mix all those flavors in just a cone. That is how mutual funds operate. So they spread your money, so they can use that money, maybe that 5,000, and we have mutual funds that start with 5,000. That 5,000, you'll be sure they can buy MTN commercial paper for you out of that 5,000. They can buy shares for you. They can buy treasury bills for you. But at the end of the tenure, they will not share money according to how we all have contributed into the pool because it is a pool. Then we have the exchange traded funds, ETFs. They are similar to the mutual funds, but they are traded on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So mutual fund is not traded on the stock exchange, is managed by individual firms or individual arms. But exchange traded funds are traded. You can see it live, the way you see shares live. So you can see it live. And we have so many on the Nigeria Stock Exchange. We have ETFs that tracks the top 30 companies in Nigeria, top 30 in terms of volume and value. The big companies, the big organization, we have ETFs that track them. Even we have gold ETF. If you want to invest into gold and you don't want to buy the physical gold, you can buy into a gold ETF on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. And right now, people are tending towards buying gold as a means of investment because if you want to hedge or preserve your wealth, you go into gold. And the reason why there has been a rally in terms of gold investment is that recently, because of the trade war that happened between America and Russia, and then because of geopolitical tensions in the world and market volatility, a lot of central banks, not Nigerian central banks anyway, a lot of central banks are not keeping their funds in gold instead of in US dollars. Many people try to keep their reserves. Before now, a lot of people used to keep their reserves. All those central banks used to keep their reserves in US dollars. But because of that tension, because of that geopolitical tension between Russia and Ukraine, the US government had to freeze part of Russia assets because of that tension that happened. So a lot of nations now like, what's the meaning of that? Is it because we are keeping our money in dollars? That is why you had the effrontery to freeze our funds. And if we stop keeping our funds in dollars, you will not have that liberty to do that. So many of them moved part of their reserves from dollars into gold. So that's why you see the rally in gold, and people are like, but you might not be able to buy physical gold, but you can buy gold. You can buy ETFs that are tracking gold on the Nigeria Stock Exchange. In fact, there's somebody even when we have all these millionaires, all these top 10, they keep money, they are keeping gold even under the sea. So it's a way that even if you can't buy 18 carats, you can buy into the gold ETF or the Nigerian Stock Exchange. And it's real time, all time. You can watch whatever you're buying. Then we go to access to funding for entrepreneurs. We want to look at, okay, how can we get funded as entrepreneurs? And that is what we want to look at. Okay, what are the ways that we can get funding? So we are going to be looking quickly at some key funding sources. Number one is bootstrapping. When you say bootstrapping, that means you're looking at from family and friends. So it involves you leveraging your personal savings. Bootstrapping involves you leveraging your personal savings, family loans, loans from your uncle, from your friend, your childhood friends to fund your initial operations. That is what bootstrapping is all about. So it shows your level of integrity, and of course, this option frees you from the wala or palaver of bank loans or the external pressure of repayment, but it comes with limited capital. You might not be able to, like, okay, maybe you're looking for at a very particular, but you might be fortunate. Maybe you're looking at a particular capital. You might not be able to get up to that because you are being limited by the avenues you are getting funds from. And of course, it's a good way to start. But in this part of the world, unfortunately, people don't stay true to their words. And you find out that this type of funding is not common again, unless maybe you are into a closely knitted family, and of course your integrity is on top. But people don't really want to, like, give people money to start business. They rather like, let me just give the person what I can afford, just in case he or she does not return it back. I'm fine. And that is what happens nowadays. Then we have angels investors. So these are wealthy individuals with that they try to look for promising ventures and they inject money into it. So in exchange of equity or convertible debt, we have there is something that is called convertible debt. That means that debt, it could be outrightly, they could say, okay, if I give you this money, I'm going to take 40% stake in your organization, your company. That's the equity. Then, or convertible debt is that, okay, it's not equity, it's not a stake yet, but it's a debt. But subject to this clause, it can be converted to equity. That is a convertible debt. So it's not entirely a debt, an equity. So you can convert it maybe after 2 years or 3 years. So those are angel investors. So you must have compelling business plan before they can invest in you. And we have a couple of them in Nigeria that they are looking at businesses that can pitch their vision and demonstrate traction to them, and they're willing to invest. So we also have the venture capitalists. They are geared towards high potential growth startups, and they invest large sums. Venture capitalists are ready to invest large sums. We have organizations that, even in Nigeria, they get funding from foreign companies, and they invest. They give to women businesses, female-owned businesses, and then they call them gender-less investment, gender-focused less. So they are only focused on women in business. So we have venture capitalists. So, but they will have to do their due diligence. They will scrutinize you. But the good thing is that you get access to mentorship. Those people are there to mentor you. They are there to bring their expertise on board, and they are valuable networks to your business. So it's really very good if you want to take advantage of that. Then we have the business loans. That means the traditional bank or the traditional microfinance bank for business loans. So you can take advantage of it, or the overdraft. The overdraft, you only pay interest when you use, as against when you have a normal term loan or time loan. Time loan is less than a year. Term loan is maybe 2 years and above. And overdraft, you can have overdraft. You only use it maybe when you need, or maybe you have an urgent working capital requirement. Then you use it using your account. Then that means you can go below zero. You draw it, and then maybe sales will come in that very day. It's possible. Then you nil off the debit on your account, so you can take advantage of the business loans through your bank, preferably. And you must be able to run your bank. Many of us we are using OPay for business accounts, and because you see, what is this now is quick. You get a lot on time. It's doing more harm than good, especially when it's business. I use OPay, but not for business. You don't use your OPay for business. No matter you're running from charges, you can deactivate all those charges. Maybe the SMS alerts are too much. You can change to email alerts to save costs if that is what you want to achieve. But make use of your bank app more often. Then we have government grants. So we have government grants. We have a lot of grants that are currently going on. FCMB is giving grants. We have some banks, BOI are giving grants. So we can take advantage of that. to help our business. So thank you for your attention. And if there's any question, I'll be available to give the question. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much. It's been amazing. I don't know about you, but I have learned a lot and I have so much notes to show from every conversation that has been had here today. Before we go into the question and the answer session, I want us to welcome the Senior Pastor of Christ Dominion Global Impact Center, Pastor Stephen Asojo, the husband of the speaker. So I want us to clap for him. Everybody, let's have the clapping emoji. And if you can unmute and say you're welcome, sir, because really not only is his wife here, but he is here seated and listening. And if her husband can sit down to listen to her, we all know that it shows that she's doing an incredible job. So welcome, sir. We are honored to have you. We are so grateful and God bless you, sir. And see the claps coming up in the comment section. It's all for you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Okay, so a brief recap of everything that she has said on she has told us to script our financial plan. So I know that for some of us, especially me, I would sit down to script my financial plan. I would take inventory of my business, the debts I have, if any, and also what I really own, to be aware of my network. And so she said a lot of things. And I know that we have questions in the house. A lot of people have questions. They have issues that they want to find out. Yeah, good afternoon, sir. They have things they want to find out about, their clarifications that they need. So I want you to put up your hands in the comment section if you have questions. And so for those that don't want to put up their hand, you could type your questions and we will go into it. So I want us to have questions. We won't be able to take so many questions, but if it's going to be on the basis of first come, first serve, first speak, first speak. So I want us to put up our hands if we have questions. Okay, Adiola Adeleke, I see you. Okay, all right, so you can unmute and go, and then we will pick the next person. So we don't want questions giving birth to questions because we have a limited time to be in the house. So Adiola Adeleke, you can put down your hand, unmute, and speak.
Good evening, Mas.
Good evening.
Yeah. Just two things quickly, ma. I want to buttress on the OPay and your business account and having a normal commercial bank account. I remember there was a time that I needed to take loan from the bank for my business. I sent a letter to them, but they didn't grant me the loan. But maybe after some time, it was the bank themselves that wrote me that I should start, that I can start coming for loans. And my business have been enjoying loan from the commercial bank. So I want to advise as many that are using OPay for their business accounts to stop that. Then I want to clarify on the issue of BOI granting loan. I don't think BOI is granting loan now. Yeah, grant that is giving out grants. I know they are giving out loan now to people, but I don't think it is grants. I just want to clarify that. I don't know if that is available, grant under BOI. I know they were doing 50,000, 100,000, but not as in millions. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Actually, BRI gives single-digit loans, not grants. I think it's about 9%, which is very low, extremely fair. So they give grants. And of course, what I'm trying to say is that we have some government guys. I don't know how many of us took advantage of this NISA grants. During COVID, there was this grant that came out and was targeted to female entrepreneurs, and it's grant from the federal government. So there is always a schedule for it. It's not always available all year round, but there is a schedule for it. And if I can take take advantage of it. I know of a Tolu Elumelu grant also. So, but there is a schedule for it. I hope that clarifies your question. Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, yes, thank you. Thank you so much, honorable speaker today. It's been a great time. I think Chizoba's network is off. That's why she's off. So let me quickly jump in and take the other questions available. We have Yemi Adeosun asking,
There
how
are
do
two
you
questions in the chat. Okay.
Okay. How do you pay tithes when in partnership or limited liability company?
Okay. I will share my own personal experience. To pay tithes, you have to find a way to pay the tithe, maybe from your profit, your own profit. Okay, I can remember there was one time, okay, I left when I left the banking officially and I did export business. I was exporting charcoal in containers. I was doing tiger nuts. I was doing ginger, dry ginger, and everything. And actually, how did it come about? I went into partnership with one of my clients, my bank customer client. I was like, oh, you actually find me okay, trustworthy, as in we do a lot of things. I'm like, Antonio, I used to come, Antonio, come to China. He's been telling me that I should come to China to come and buy something and be selling that. Aside my banking job, but now that 9 to 5, that money was just entering my head. I didn't want to hear anything. I had all the opportunity, but when I officially left, so I said, okay, I made the research. I said I want to go into export business and I've done all my feasibility. And we did the first business. I think we did about 7 containers at a go. And of course, I went there. It was an allergy. And immediately we weren't even sure. It was in the middle of it. I had a very strong conviction that I shouldn't have gone into the business. Reason why? I said tight. I was the one that was, if I only speak out to be speak to her, like, okay, even if you share the profits and you pay your own tithe, will he pay his own tithe? And it's still the same business. And there's no way I can convince him. He's been a very good client of mine. There's no way I can. So I told myself, God, Holy Spirit, just forgive me. This one time, I'm not going to do it. So there is a way. Partnership, that taught me a huge lesson that if I want to go into partnership with somebody, we must be of the same belief. That's one thing. I don't know. It might work for other people. Of course, you can be in a partnership with other unbelievers and it worked for you. I can tell you that partnership didn't work. The money didn't come out. We still have several thousands of euros locked up. And I did all that thing that came out. Those periods, I find miracle. If I see my thousands of euros come today, I'm fine. Do you understand? But it might work for other people, but for me, it didn't work. So I would rather not go into a business with somebody in partnership with somebody that we don't share the same belief. If it's partnership, we know ab initio that we are to pay tithe. That should not be a debate. If you and I are in a partnership and we know that for whatever profit we get, we are going to pay tithe, and we are on the same standing, on the same pedestal, and I'm cool with it. It won't be an issue. But if we are now of the same faith, or even we are Christians and we Christians, and I'm a Christian, I don't believe in tithe. So the only thing you can do is that you pay from your own whatever profit, then you pay from it, because I assume that business is going to make profit. If the profit is shared, maybe at the end of the month or at the end of the year, then you pay your profit, or you pay profit from the entire business proceed if you share the same faith. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Chizoba, are you there?
Yes, my okay, there's another question in the comment section. It says, are there certain channels through which we can get these government grants? Because I remember I have applied for quite a few of them, all to no avail. And this is from Innocent Joseph.
Of course, there are some. Of course, the ones I know, there are a couple of schedules that I have access to. but a lot of those grants are already off for the year. So most of them, they always, like I mentioned earlier, they always have a timetable for it. Like the Tony Elumelu Foundation, I think the deadline was Q1, that was March 2025. We have Chili's African Accelerator grants. So we have those grants, but they always have timetable, and most of them always come out, especially at the beginning of the year. So maybe you have to subscribe to some of those. You can subscribe to those newsletters that can give you access to read to those information on time. The challenge we always have is that many of us we get to know about those grants after they had elapsed, and there is really nothing you can do. And even if you get information to the grant, maybe sometimes or we get information about the guy, oh, it's closing on Friday, and today is Thursday. You know, there's really little you can do about such grants. But if you have ample time, oh, you know about a grant that is coming out in January, that came out in January, is going to close in April or March, you have a lot of time to gather all those information that they need. So you might need to subscribe to those websites or that can give you on-time, real life information about those. But for the ones I know for this year, they are already over. So I can't really share, maybe until next year.
Thank you so much, Ma, for that question, for that answer. Thank you for shedding light on that. And we have another question that says, which is safer, treasury bills or, just hold on, let me get the question. Okay, which is safer, treasury bills or fixed deposits? Which is safer, treasury bills or fixed deposits?
Treasury bills, fixed deposit. I think treasury bills is way safer because it's by the government, and fixed deposit is issued by the banks. Do you get? And you know, a government policy can cripple a bank. Government policies can cripple a bank. I remember, was it in June, this forbearance law that came out, and all the banks were running a tasketa. So, but for treasury bills, you are much on a safer side. You can just imagine having fixed deposits in a Oceanic Bank or Intercontinental Bank. Not that your money is lost. You will get your money, but you go through a process to get the money. But there is really nothing like the federal government winding up. Like I said, the sovereignty of the government of a nation is always high. You can't question it. The worst that can happen is that they will print the currency. They will print naira if anything happens. But if there is no naira in the vault of CBN today, overnight they can print cash for us. All we see is that we see cash in the circulation. So to me, I think it's not. I think treasury bills is way safer than fixed deposits, and I think the rates of fixed treasury is higher than fixed deposits as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma, for that. Thank you so much. We are having a request here. Someone is saying, Coach, please, can you help in buying stocks? Someone is asking if you can help in buying stocks.
On your behalf or what? I can't help you. I can hold your hands to buy the stocks. You have to buy it in your name. If I get your question right, you have to buy those stocks in your name. And the essence is that you can, and stocks are something you can even pass to the next generation. We have people that are claiming stocks of their grandfather that they bought in 1932, even with the dividends, and they are sitting on a lot of money today as we speak. So I can only hold your hands and teach you how you can go about buying the stocks. I think that's what you actually mean. Not to buy. I can help you to buy and put you through the buying process.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, because you clarified it, and she has said she's available to handhold you to when you want to buy the stocks, so that she can help to give you more insights and enlighten you on it. Someone is saying, how do I access the treasury bills?
Yeah, simple. You can access through the banks. The primary banks, we have primary dealers. We have, I think, banks like FCMB, Zenith, Stanbic IBTC, a go-to bank for treasury bills. You can access those. You can access. Fidelity is also part of the primary dealers for treasury bills. So you can go through them, or you can go through your investment apps. We have some investment apps that you can buy treasury bills through. Even as we are seated, you just go on your phone and you can buy treasury bills from it, or you go to the bank and buy from the bank over the counter.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ma, for that. Thank you so much, because I know that a lot of us didn't know where to get treasury bills, and you've shown us what to do. The question that I have here is, are there places we can invest and get monthly payments?
Places you can invest and get monthly payments.
Yes.
Maybe for mutual funds, but it is always calculated at the end of 90 days because interests are paid. Interests are they are marked to market every single day, but you don't get it. You can be seeing the interest you are earning and you get paid and you see it, but at the end of the 90 days you are paid the whole sum. And we also have some shares, but not Nigerian shares. We have some shares that pay dividends monthly. Those are dividends, maybe the payments you are talking about. But we have some shares on the Nigerian Stock Exchange that pay dividends every quarter. Maybe you're looking for a steady flow of income. You need something to be paying income every three months. Maybe you have a particular obligation or bill you want to be paying. You can be getting those dividends. You just calculate. It's just a matter of calculation. Oh, I need to be paying 300,000. I need to pay 150,000 every 3 months. And then you invest, and those dividends, they come in and you offset your bills. So we have those ones, but monthly US stock markets. And I really wonder why you want to be most of these investments are always a minimum of 90 days holding period.
Thank you so much, Ma, for clarifying. Another question is here: what's your opinion on land banking as a means of investment? Your opinion on land banking as a means of investment.
Okay, for me, my own opinion on land banking, we have so many of these agents. They are not, how will I say, they're not keeping to their words. That's the truth. And there is just this thing I still don't understand. I still don't get about land banking. You buy, or maybe you buy 10 hectares of land, and you keep selling and selling and selling and selling and selling and selling, low stop. You don't even know at what point you have exhausted the land that you bought. So that's why you have issues that a lot of people, I don't know, unless I still don't know as in, maybe, I don't know, I can't recommend anyway. Even if I mention, I can't give you my recommendation. For you to get a reliable land agent that will give you land is good. But some of those people we are buying land from, you see a lot of them. By the time you buy the land, they'll now be coming up with a lot of issues. You have to pay. Estate development fee. You have to pay this, and then allocation. You are not getting allocation. So it's, unless maybe you go through a reliable real estate agent, and of course, then for some lands, it's fine, it can accumulate. But I can tell you that there are some you can get much more than that in the capital market. It's good. Land is good for that because there's something that is called portfolio diversification. You don't put all your eggs in one basket, so you diversify your portfolio. So that is where real estate comes into. But for banking, look for a reliable real estate company to invest in, because you never can tell what is going to happen after 10 years. You see the likes of PW1, P1, PWAN, that they are dragging them. They've been selling land forever. They've not finished building a single estate. We see the likes of a lot of real estate agents that they've been selling land and they're yet to sell. So it's really very, very dicey. So you have to do your due diligence before you invest in land banking.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for shedding light on all questions asked. And we are grateful for your time. We're grateful for this moment of learning from you, and hope, and we know that we would all put into practice everything that we have learned. So I want us to appreciate the speaker in the comment section by telling her thank you for her time, thank you for pouring her word of wisdom out there. Because if we're going to pay for this, we know how much we would have paid for this master class. So I want you to tell her thank you. Yes, so let's have the thank you coming up. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. Somebody says, thank you, Lori. I'm proud of you. And that's from your husband. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for having me too.
Yes, thank you. So I'm going to hand over to the General Manager of the Thriving Enterprise Development Center, and that's Dr. Bukola. And she has some things to add on what next what to expect after this session for today. So over to you, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Chizoba. A big thank you to our Pastor Runke. It's been a very great time with you this evening. We are especially very grateful that you took out time, and then I like the way that you covered every aspect of it. You taught us about before, after, and the future, thinking of old age, thinking of what we can do now, and you also delved into it as entrepreneurs, where we can get money from and all. So thank you. It's been so robust, and thank you for the discussion. Thank you for answering all our questions. We celebrate you and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. God bless you. And thank you so much, sir, for the support you've come to give our Pastor. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. We are indeed very grateful. TDC is excited. We are 10 years. We are excited. We are big girls now. And so we are happy for this support. Thank you, sir. Now, it's been another fantastic Thursday. How was last week? Last week was wow. How was today? Another wow. Now, let's keep it coming. The wow in the comment section. Yes. How has it been? Are you learning? Are you learning? Yes. Okay. Great one. Great one. We appreciate that. We are, beyond wow. Thank you. Thank you for beyond wow. Thank you. So there's still so much more to come, so much more. Like I said, this is 8 weeks packed. But in reality, we are actually doing 10 weeks because it's 10 solid weeks, solid years that we've been in existence. So we will surely do 10 years, 10 weeks. But this 8 weeks is focused on this training. And as I promised, we would give you the details of what will happen in the last 2 weeks of this engagement. So currently, in our chat rooms, we've been trying to engage you. I don't know how many of us are actually getting engaged. We've tried to post some things which are strategy documents. These are documents that when you go to strategy sessions with like McKinsey, with like PwC, with like all these things, they are the things that they will still administer and give you and ask you to check for them, right? These are the things that you must write if you need that consultancy. So you are getting these diagnostic tools in your chat room, and many people are just walking past it. Remember that there's a difference between hustle and enterprise. Yeah, so we decide which one we want to be. And if you look forward and look into like 5 years of your business, imagine what you want to achieve. Imagine where you want to be. So now, Pastor Ronke rightly said now that we should have a plan, a projection. How much do we want to make? So if you look into 5 years, what do you want your bank account to look like? What do you want your own business bank account to look like? And if you really want to work on that, then you will engage all our posts. There's a reason why we are doing it. We just don't want to just train you and you just go. We really want to know what is happening in your business and how you are doing it. Now, the reason why some things we are not asking you to share it with us or share it on the group is that they are business secrets. Your customers, they are your own customers. I don't want to know about your customers, right? Because if I start that business tomorrow, I'm going to use your documents and I'm going to say, these are your customers. Oh, I can go and market these people too. So we just know that there are some things that are business specific. And so we want to respect that. And that's why we've decided that you keep this document yourself. But the only thing that you owe us is to say that you have actually worked on them. So going forward, any document that will be posted, we will expect you to reply and acknowledge, like, done. If you have done it, if you have acted on it, if you have worked on it, you must say something so that we'll know that, oh, okay, yes, you have done something on these things. And we will definitely send you our replay link and you would watch that. I'm also inviting you and asking you to invite others to join us on this journey. Next week is another banger, another powerful session. Next week, you are learning so much about branding and how to market your business. That is what will be taught next week, how to position yourself and your business. So that's going to be a great time again. Don't miss class. Don't miss class. Don't say because it is YouTube. If YouTube is there, it's fine. But do you know that you won't be able to ask your questions after? So that means that is gone. So if you have specific questions, or maybe the facilitator now eventually talks a bit about what your own pain, then you are not able to get the full explanation. So please don't miss class next week. Make sure you are there. It's going to be great and you will learn so much. I can even give you a tip of the fourth week. And fourth week, if you miss that one, just forget it. Don't try to miss it. The fourth week, we are discussing confident CEO, and the facilitator, she's amazing. So please, every time we call, every Thursday, I said it, block your calendar, 4 p.m. every Thursday, ensure you are in class, and you would definitely be the better for it. So thank you all for coming to class, and our polls will come up shortly. We will be administering our polls. Please, we want you to quickly take it. There are just few questions. Just make sure you quickly answer the poll, right? It's up now. Quickly answer our poll before you leave. Do not leave. Okay, yes, Innocent, we will share the link, yes, to our channel and our group, yeah. We'll do that. Right, please quickly fill the poll. I can't see anyone fill it yet. Quickly fill the poll. Please fill our poll. Yes, thank you. Keep it coming. We are just on 12%. We need to move. Yes, everybody, you can see it on your screen. If it doesn't appear on your screen, please make sure you check it again, or click more on your tools bar and you will see it. Click more on your tools bar and you would see it. Yes. Filled and submitted. Thank you, Dolakbo. Thank you. Thank you. Please keep it coming. 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 Sorry for that glitch. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Please ensure you keep it coming. We are still waiting. We are on 75% now. Well done, well done. Thank you, Nkechi. Thank you, Ronke. Thank you, everyone that have done it. Ngazi, Moji, Feyikemi, Fumilayo. Thank you for everyone that have said done. Yes, we are on 80% now. Let's keep it coming. Yes, 83%. Well done, thank you. And do have a lovely, lovely time. Do have a lovely, lovely evening. See you again next week, Thursday. For those of you in the group, if you are not in the group, you are missing out. Join in and take all our assessments. Every information, please digest them properly, and you would get great benefits for it. Yes, so let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Yes, 88%. Well done. Good job. Good job, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for attending. We hope to see you next week and even the week after. Remember, this is 8 weeks, 8 powerful weeks, 8 solid weeks. Yes. 100%. Thank you. Thank you. It's now at 100%. Well done. Oh, thank you, Olayinka. Thank you for your kind words. God bless you. So let's have a lovely evening, everyone.